Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Tiffany. Today I'm going to do my everyday makeup routine. I've definitely changed up a lot of my products since the last time I've done this, and I'm getting ready for an audition and I thought today would be the perfect day to do it. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to put these Charlotte Tilbury little clips in because I just curled my hair and I don't want to put makeup in my hair. So we are just going to put these cute clips in. Perfect. First things first, I always put an SPF on. I already have one on, but I'm gonna put a little bit more just because you can never have too much. I'm using the Supergoop glow screen. I need to get a new one, but I just put like that much in my hand, and I'm just gonna put this all over my face and on my neck. Okay, next thing up, I'm putting primer on my face. I love this Milk Makeup one. This Hydro Primer, so good. I'm also breaking out way more than usual. I got some weird rash on my face, so I definitely don't want any makeup seeping into my pores. So I'm gonna be putting quite a bit of this on, and it's really tacky, so it makes my makeup stay on really well. And it's really cooling. It kind of feels like a little bit of cryotherapy. Hopefully it helps with depuffing a little bit because I have just been extra tired lately. This feels so nice. Make sure you get it under your eyes because you don't want your concealer to crease or anything. And I really do find it helps. Okay. My hands are so sticky. Next up, I'm gonna let this dry for a second. Next up, we're going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. Let me grab it. This bad boy, shade 3 is my shade. And I just love this stuff. I'm not a big foundation girly when I don't have to be. Especially when I'm breaking out, I try not to wear foundation. I know it sounds like contradictory, but I really don't want to make my face worse. But I do have an audition, so I'm going to mix it with another product. This is the Westman Atelier Vital Skincare Complexion Drops in Atelier number 3. This is basically like a foundation, like a very lightweight, it's like a skincare based makeup line, and I love it so much. It doesn't break you out, it has good ingredients in it, and it just gives me the perfect amount of coverage. So I'm gonna mix this in with it, make a little concoction. And this is really just gonna smooth out my skin and hopefully cover this red dot that I picked, which not my smartest moment for sure. Partly my fault. And don't forget to blend down your neck because it's gonna look really strange if you don't. I think I need a little bit more of this. Sometimes it's like trial and error. I don't want to put too much on, but when I do have blemishes, sometimes I let it sit a little bit before I rub it in. I do the same thing with concealer. We'll put concealer on in a minute, but it's a little hack I have. If you let it sit a little bit, sometimes, or I think, I don't know if this is true now, but sometimes I feel like it works better. See, it like it looks more covered already. Same with this one. Okay. Next up, I like to do bronzer contours. This has been like probably one of the newest things in my routine since I've last done a video. That's my favorite. It's the LYS bronzing stick in shade No Limits. No Limits Courage, I'm not sure. But this stuff is amazing. It melts so well, it blends so well, I mean, and it like, honestly, for the summer, it's gonna be like the only thing I wear, I feel like. But also, I kind of just wear it all year round. But it's just so amazing. Like, I could put so much on and I won't have to worry. It just blends like butter. It's just so pretty. And it also is like a clean brand at Sephora, I believe. So I like it even more. I'm trying my best to use more clean brands, especially as my base makeup, just because hopefully it helps prevent breakouts and stuff. And I do have acne prone skin, even though my skin has been so good lately. The past week has really been a wake-up call of like, you gotta be careful because you can't get too comfortable having clear skin. I definitely am not complaining. My skin used to be way, way worse. But when you wake up and your whole face is like red and itchy, it's not a vibe at all. But I'm just blending this. Honestly, I don't think I can leave the house without bronzer unless I'm doing like a no makeup day and going to the gym. But if I'm putting makeup on, bronzer and blush, the two most important things for me. Otherwise, especially when it's colder out and I'm not tanned, I feel like I look sick or something. Next up, I'm going to use this beautiful skin concealer by Charlotte Tilbury in shade 6.5 medium. I was using like a 3.5 like for the longest time, but a makeup artist did my makeup and he said that I could use this one as well. I'm not sure how I feel. I'm not sure which one I like better. I do really like this one. I'm not sure if I like a little bit of like a lighter one under my eyes. I kind of feel like I could go back and forth, but it's a pretty expensive concealer, so I don't really want to have both shades at once. And I feel like in the summertime this is going to be good because I do get more tan in the summer. I'm always at the beach. But that's kind of what I do. My concealer, I like trying to lift my face, so I always put the concealer upwards and I carve out my cheekbones because I want to look like I am snatched. And then I just put it on any imperfections. I do let this sit for probably 30 seconds before I rub it all in, so it kind of does the full effect. And I know this looks kind of weird. I always use my hands. That's why I washed my hands before this video. I find my hands always blend better, especially for like the face makeup before I put any of my powders on. I always find that like brushes always just leave like a little bit of a streaky situation. Not always, but more often than not, I'm just using my fingers. I've been recently using the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Powder. It's a loose powder. I love this one a lot, especially to set my under eyes because I find my eyes don't crease. I have been baking a little bit under my eyes. I know that's so like 2016, but I don't have one of those puff balls yet, puff powder things. So I'm just pressing it in and I wipe it off like within a couple of minutes. Like I don't do the crazy baking. I just don't want my concealer to crease. It's like not in the cards today. So I'm just pressing it in and I leave it for a couple of minutes and then I'll wash it off, or not, wipe it off. And then I go in with a brush. My first time using a brush in this video. And I just put it over anywhere I put concealer, just to set it all. I do like a more dewy look, so the less powder the better, but right now I am breaking out, so I do have quite a bit of concealer on my face. So unfortunately, I'm not gonna be as dewy as usual. That's okay. This is very normal. I'm gonna let that set for a second on my blemishes to hopefully conceal them a little bit more because I'm going on camera and I need to make a good impression. I get a little bit insecure, but it's all normal. Acne is normal. While I'm letting all this set on my face, I'm gonna do some eyeshadow. And my hack is I always use bronzer. This is a Charlotte Tilbury palette I've had for a minute. It's the Instant Look in a palette. This is literally amazing. It has highlighter, and it has eyeshadows at the top, and it has blush, and it has bronzer, but I use the bronzer as eyeshadow all the time. Literally hit the pan on this one, and I just, oh, it's really dark. I think I had another eyeshadow on this brush before, but I literally just put it in my crease just to wake up my eyes. I don't usually wear a ton of makeup for auditions, you're not supposed to, so I'm just trying to wake up my eyes a little bit, and I just put a little bit of bronzer in the crease. Yeah. I literally could not live without bronzer. It's like my favorite thing ever. Okay, cool. I think that looks good. Now I'm gonna curl my eyelashes. This is by Shiseido. You can really use any of them. I kind of want to get a new one, but I've been loving this one. Yeah. My family group chat is going off right now. My brother's home for like a week or a few days, and he bought bagels, and I think my sisters ate them, and he's all upset. And I'm like, everyone always eats my food, but when my brother gets his food eaten, like that's a problem. Like my food always gets eaten. Okay, I'm not a big mascara girly. I am gonna put some on. I just hate taking it off. This is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Full Fan Effect. I've been loving this one. I also love a couple from Charlotte. I love a Lancome one, but this one is affordable and honestly, it really does the job. I also make really weird faces when I do mascara, so I apologize in advance. Now it's time to brush off all of my powder and hope it did its magic. That looks pretty good. I covered my nose pimple, so I'm happy. Next up, it's time for blush. This is my favorite part. This is the Rare Beauty blush in shade Hope. I love this stuff. It's like one of my favorite makeup products ever. I used to use oh my gosh, I put way too much blush on my nose. I always put a little bit of blush on my nose because I feel like it ties in my face, but I'm gonna look like Rudolph if I don't brush some of this off. Literally leave it to me. But no, I love this stuff. I always feel like you can't have too much blush, but I may have just put a little bit too much blush on. But that's okay. It will blend in. I am a big blush lover. I love blush so much. There's pictures of me in college with way too much blush on. And my mom would like call me from when I was living in Vancouver. She'd be like, Tiffany, you're wearing too much blush. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. None of my friends besides my mom told me this. And I'm like, you know, sometimes you don't listen to your mom. Now I always listen to my mom. I'm like, no one else told me that I literally looked like Rudolph. And I literally looked like the clown. I had one of it was when Selena's Rare Beauty stuff just came out and I was so excited. I'd never used a liquid blush before. And I put so much on, I don't know how it lasted me that long. I literally used it looked like I poured the entire thing on my face, but her blushes are so pigmented that I didn't know, and I would use it for all my auditions and stuff and wonder why I looked crazy. Well, I thought I looked great back then. Now looking back, I understand why I didn't book certain things. I'm kidding. You should never talk about yourself like that. But seriously, I was like, what? Now we're gonna go back in with the same bronzer from the Charlotte palette and bronze my face up a bit on the outsides. Just try to get rid of some of the powder, some of the really powdery look. Just warming my face up a bit. I used to put blush bronzer everywhere. I don't do that as much anymore because I feel like it ruins the effect. But I do put it on the outsides, kind of everywhere I put bronzer, my contour, and then I'm also just warming my face a bit, especially because I feel so pale right now. Next up, we're going in with the NARS Orgasm Blush. I love this blush. It's one of my new favorites. I know it's not new, but it's new to my routine. And I just put it over the blush a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't want to go too crazy like the old days, but it really it almost gives you a little bit of highlight too, and that's what I love about it. Speaking of highlight, we are going to be using the Westman Lit Up Highlighter Stick. This stuff is insane. It literally just gives you such a nice glow, but it's so subtle, but it doesn't even look like you're wearing makeup. It's just so pretty. I love this stuff. This is a really natural highlight. I also really like the Charlotte highlighter wand. It's just a little bit more it's there. And for auditions, I'm not supposed to be that crazy, so we're gonna stick to this one. Next up, we've got brows. This is almost out, but this is the Refi Brow Gel in Brow Sculpt in shade Clear. I love this for so many reasons. It's just, I feel like my makeup is never complete without my eyebrows brushed up. I don't usually fill them in. I really don't know how, but just brushing them up really helps shape my face, I feel like. Literally, this is almost out, but I really do love this stuff. I got my sister on it. I got my mom uses it, and her eyebrows are hard to deal with because she's blonde. But this stuff is amazing. And then if you pull it open, There is this applicator, which is awesome, and I love using it to brush up my brows after I put the gel on, so it doesn't look super cakey when I brush them up like 100 times. So I'm just gonna keep doing that. Okay, I think that looks good. Last thing I need to do is lips. And for auditions, I like to keep it super, super natural. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in shade Super Size Me. I first wipe off all the makeup on my lips because there definitely is some. And I just outline my lips a little bit over. It's like a tiny bit. This is like the main color I'm gonna be using. I'm not gonna use lipstick for today. Just gonna outline them a bit. And then, one of my new favorite products I just got, this this e.l.f. lip oil. It's only $8, it's insane. And this is in shade Red Delicious. It's so pretty and really natural looking and perfect for digitals, photo shoots, literally going to the grocery store, everyday stuff. When you want color on your lips but you don't want it to be like crazy. It just looks so good and it's so hydrating. I keep this in my purse and I got like 2 other shades. And this is my everyday makeup, especially keeping it more natural. Wait, I forgot some setting spray, hold on. Last up, I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. It is amazing. Don't want this coming off, all my hard work. And that is it. That is my everyday makeup routine, especially when I'm trying to keep it natural during the day. When I have an audition, I need to keep it natural looking. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know what else you'd like to see from me in the comments.